This video is a kind of review as well as a installation video for my Mrcool AC unit. This is really a reinstallation. A reason why I wanted to do a little bit of a product review is because of the fact that I did have to reinstall a new unit on the Mrcool. I had originally installed it into our office shed and it was going great until about 2 months in, it just stopped cooling the shed. Obviously that's a bit of an issue for an AC unit. I had an AC guy come take a look at it. One thing I didn't realize is that with a DIY system, your AC technicians really are scared to touch it. They don't want to be involved with it in case something else is the issue after they fix one problem. I guess, I don't know. I personally think there might be a little bit of a conspiracy about a DIY unit and the AC people not wanting to encourage people to use DIY units. I don't know. Anyways, they didn't want to touch it, so I contacted Mrcool. They were pretty quick on deciding like, hey, we're gonna send you a new unit. After about a week, I received a new unit. No questions really asked. They realized that there was an issue and they sent me another unit. I decided to do a installation video really quickly, just showing you guys the process of me taking down the old unit, putting up the new one. This unit has now been running for about a month. Really, really good. I was extra careful on the tubing to make sure that the refrigerant wasn't going to be leaking and to make sure that this system was going to cool for a really long time. So let's get to it. My first indication of an issue was the EC error code as well as frozen refrigerant lines. Once Mrcool sent me a new unit, I knew I had to disassemble the old one. So I started by disassembling the refrigerant lines on the outside. When working with electrical, you always want to make sure that your breaker is turned off. I also had the fuse flipped to off on this outdoor outlet. Hey everybody, if you're enjoying this content, do me a favor and subscribe to this channel so that way you can get all things Killabrew Crew. When wrapping the lines on the outside, you want to make sure that your condensation drip line is on the bottom so that way it doesn't pool on the inside. I have to admit, I was a little confused because they had sent me a 25-foot line included in the kit, but then there was also a 16-foot line here. I didn't realize that there was going to be a 25-foot line already included in the unit, and that the 16-foot was an added accessory. I was worried for a second there because I noticed that one of the caps was off. After I had gotten all organized, it was time to put the outside unit together. Once I got the refrigerant lines hooked up, I used some soap and water to check for any leaks. Alright, so I forgot to put the end cap piece here before I hooked up all the hoses. So let me show you a quick trick that I did. Essentially, I took my razor and I cut it all the way through. That way I could wrap it around the hoses. And then I just twisted it so it's hidden by the hose and pushed in. Follow me for more DIY tips and tricks. Thanks for watching, everybody. We're really excited about this. It's keeping our shed and my office nice and cool. Can't recommend Mrcool enough. If you guys are interested in getting a Mrcool unit yourself, make sure you check the link in our description for a link to the unit that I bought.